What is going on, everyone? It is time to do a frequently requested video. Sort of. I've been asked more times than I can remember to make a video along the lines of where are the best looking women, where are the best looking men, best place for dating, where can I find a man, a woman, a wife, a husband, and where's the best place for a one-night hookup. I get emails like that all the time. I did one video on the cities that use Tinder the most. That was about as far as I got into that subject, or at least that type of subject. Male to female ratios are important and one of the most basic demographics we have for a society. The ratios tell us much more than how many men or women live in a city or a state. It gives us insight to future birth rates, population growth, how much public assistance could be needed in the future, even crime stats like domestic violence, self-inflicted dirt naps, and stalking, things like that. The stat is normally expressed with how many men compared to how many 100 women are, or vice versa. The male to female ratio in the United States is about 97 men for every 100 women. That doesn't sound like a big number, but in a perfect situation, you do want it to be 50-50. And every half a percent point plays big into a lot of the different stats. So, according to the US Census, women outnumber men in all but 10 states. I'm going to tell you about those states right now. Number 10, Idaho. The gem state is close to even, with 100.7 men for every 100 women. But why are they 3 points higher than the national average? Well, there could be a lot of reasons. In this video, I'm going to be talking about averages and about polls that were taken. I tell you that because I'm going to say things like this. Women, on average, prefer to be near metro areas like big cities and more people. I know plenty of women that like it the exact other way, but 3 out of 5 women surveyed stated that they would prefer to be within a 30-minute drive of a large metro area like Dallas, LA, New York City, Miami. Idaho has Boise, but that is only 240,000 in the city with 750,000 living in the entire metro area. It's not really a big metro area. This is considered a medium city, and this is really about the biggest thing the state has. Sure, they have Idaho Falls, Pocatello, whatever you want to call it, Twin Falls, and Moscow. And those are all barely cities. They're like giant towns, not even really cities. On top of that, according to a study by 24/7 Wall Street, that's financial news and opinion website, Idaho ranks as the third worst state for women in terms of pay equality and percentage of managerial positions held by women. So, it may not be the best place for a career woman. Number 9, Hawaii. The state of Spam and Pineapple has 100.9 males for every 100 females. There could be a lot of reasons for this one, but one that jumped out at me was their male to female ratio is almost the same as their male to female birth rate at 101 for every 100 women. They're the only state that's anywhere near that close. I honestly thought it would have been far more females than males on Hawaii, but I think that's just a stereotypical thing you get from, most anytime anyone goes to Hawaii, they're going to be going to a resort or hotel. They're doing tourist stuff. And on average, more females work in the hospitality industry than males, so you're probably just going to see more, and that sticks in your head. Number 8, Nevada. Nevada's ratio of 101.1 men for every 100 females has a lot to do with the main industries and who normally works those jobs. Aerospace, mining, construction, manufacturing, and logistics, those are the big ones there, besides the gaming and hospitality industry, and those jobs are predominantly done by men. Not saying women can't do them, they can, it's just on average more men work these jobs than women. If it wasn't for the gaming and hospitality jobs in Nevada, this place would probably turn into an estrogen ghost town. Number 7, Montana. Montana really doesn't attract women too often. Montana has 101.4 men for every 100 women. Like Idaho and other states on this list, we know females on average prefer cities and a good-sized population over small cities or whatever, small towns. For further proof of this, when you look at single individuals moving to Montana, 2 out of 3 are males. Montana's a beautiful state, don't get me wrong, I love the state. It's just a small fraction of more men than women. Number 6, Colorado. Colorado is a great state, and it's been very popular the last 4 or 5 decades. A little more popular with men than women, but still. Colorado has 101.4 men, just like Montana, compared to every 100 women, and a lot of that has to do with who's moving in and who's moving out. For every 100 men moving to Colorado, there's only 96 women moving there. And when you look at it going the other direction, when 100 men move out, 100.7 women move out. So they're getting hit with both directions. But Colorado has a lot going for it these days. It's a very appealing state, from jobs, natural environment, outdoor activities, the beer. There's a lot of things to do in Colorado, and it's drawn more men in than women, it seems like. Number 5, Utah. This is about the time someone would make a polygamy joke, but I'm a professional. I'm not going to. It's too easy. Besides, I really can't think of one that's very funny, so I'll move on. Believe it or not, Utah has more guys than girls. For every 100 women, the Beehive State has 101.6 men. So why? Well, there's a truckload of reasons, but I believe a big one is equality. They don't have much of it there. National rankings have called Utah one of the worst states for women based on statistics about wages, political representation, and other factors. In 2019, a statewide poll of the ladies of Utah said it ain't too cool living in the Beehive State, citing low wages, open sexism, and cultural expectations about gender roles. These were their biggest complaints, and these have been the same complaints for decades and decades. One woman said being married in Utah in 2011 is when she wrote it, said she is sure it's very similar to being married in Utah in 1950. Number 4, South Dakota. South Dakota, this one sort of surprised me. They have 101.9 men for every 100 women. I know a couple of women that moved there years ago, and they say they know a lot of women that have moved there. They said they know at least 10 or 15 that have moved from other states to South Dakota. It's a very attractive state for people to migrate to these days also. I dug into the stats and found out that they have had a good amount of women over the age of 50 moving to South Dakota, but women under 30 can't get out of there quick enough. I don't know what's driving the young ladies out of South Dakota, but something's going on there. One of the biggest complaints by women from South Dakota, not enough opportunity. Number 3, Wyoming. We just talked about Wyoming a couple weeks back. More and more people are moving to this great state. Currently, they have 104.2 men for every 100 women. Wyoming has a few nicknames, and one of them is the Equality State. That's apparently old news to these people. Wyoming got this nickname, the Equality State, because of its historic role in establishing equal voting rights for women. Wyoming was the first territory to grant female suffrage and became the first state in the nation to allow women to vote, serve on juries, and hold public office. That was then, this is now, and women think that they are underpaid and often passed over for promotions. I will note one thing on the equality that really has nothing to do with today's subject. As I was researching this video, I found out that Wyoming just got their first black sheriff in its history as a territory or a state. Number 2, North Dakota. North Dakota has 105 men for every 100 women. In this state, one of the biggest factors for this is the state's largest industries, like farming, ranching, and petroleum, don't have a very big female workforce. These are industries that have about a 70% male workforce. If there's not enough good jobs that women want to fill, or anyone for that matter, they'll go someplace else to find work. That's just how human beings are. Back before we did work, we traveled to hunt things, and same thing, you migrate someplace else so you could survive with a job instead of hunting buffalo or mastodon. Before we get to number 1, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hey, at any given moment, feel free to leave us a comment. All right, on to number 1. And number 1, Alaska. It should be no surprise that Alaska falls into the number 1 spot. This state's lack of women is legendary. This is another one that industries have a lot to do with this ratio. Alaska has 109.8 men for every 100 women. Alaska's big and it doesn't have many people to begin with. Then you find out there's 10 extra dudes for every couple, and it seems even less appealing. One girl I know that lives in Alaska said that even living in the cities here, you feel like you're out roughing it. I think that's a big factor as well. All right, that's today's video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget all the links below and all that stuff. Subscribe, you know the story. About this one, I just went off census numbers. I'm not saying women can't do some of the jobs. I know that was a big part of this list, that, you know, sometimes they're working oil rigs or whatever. I'm not saying women can't do that. Plenty of women do it. It's just a matter of averages. Far more men work those jobs than women do. Just numbers. No hidden agenda, no conspiracies, nothing like that. Just numbers. All right, everyone, have a great day. Be nice to each other.